May I have your attention, please? I'd like to recognize Ms. Wanda McDowell. Thank you, Ms. McDowell. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if you would, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you very much. We do welcome everyone here, and we appreciate you being here with us tonight to allow us to celebrate with you. Our first item is the consent agenda. That includes the approval of the agenda, the approval of the board meeting minutes for May 12th, 2025, the approval of board special call meeting minutes of May 5th, 2025, and the approval of board work session minutes, May 5th, 2025, the approval of overnight field trips, and approval of the check registry. So if we could, we would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the consent agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Fowler. We have a motion.
And I second that.
Thank you, Mr. Vanderford. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, please signify your approval by raising your right hand. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. I'd also like to say that we'll have Mr. Cothran joining us by laptop shortly, we hope. And
He's 30 minutes out
Oh,
on his
okay.
plane, but he will join in about 30 minutes.
Okay. And so we may change the way we vote when he joins us. We'll use voice vote. The next item is the superintendent's report. Dr. Smith.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chairman Rollins. I want to welcome all of our guests and all those watching. We are excited to have our June 9th board meeting. It's always a little sweeter in the summertime. As Chairman said last meeting, they don't make us all wear ties, so we're just a little looser, get to wear the golf polo, but so thrilled to have our crowd tonight. We're going to start. We have a couple of special recognitions, one staff recognition and two student recognitions of two students we're very proud of. But I'm going to turn the program over now to Miss Erica Center, and she's going to have a fine arts recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board members, Dr. Smith. It is my honor tonight to recognize Mr. Kevin Horton, if he would come forward. Kevin Horton is the band director at Chapman High School, and we are honoring him tonight for receiving the South Carolina Band Directors Association Outstanding Performance Award for the 2024-2025 school year. This award represents the highest level of achievement for a band program in the state of South Carolina. Points for this prestigious honor are accumulated through participation and superior ratings at marching band championships, all-state and region band, concert performance assessment, and solo and ensemble festivals. What an outstanding accomplishment. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Horton and thank him for his unwavering dedication, leadership, and commitment to excellence in the band program at Chapman High School. Thank you, Mr. Horton.
How many years in a row we've gotten this at Chapman? staff, and all of our wonderful kids. Another round of applause. All right, I'm gonna pivot here. And Kevin does not like praise. That was killing him to be up here, but we're real proud of you and our band at Chapman. So thank you. Proud of all of our band students at Landrum as well, but it's a special recognition. We have two very, very special people amongst us tonight, two champions. It's a big deal to win a state championship, a very big deal. And you know, as we have champions, and we've yet to have a team champion in my 2 years, I know it is somebody's going to get me that team championship. Because when I got here, I said, when we get a championship, the school board, to honor the students, is always going to buy them something. Now, these two are not only athletic, but they're very smart. They're the first two that have said, hey, we want sweatshirts. And I've never told them what they could or haven't. I just said, what do you want? And everybody's always just go the cheaper route with the T-shirts, not these two. They're like, yeah, I want a sweatshirt. And that's exactly what I would ask for. So on behalf of the board, we want to honor these two individuals with a certificate and also a state champion sweatshirt. What I love about the sweatshirt is they can have that forever. And that is something that was, think about the time that has been put into these two champions. You don't wake up on a Saturday and go down to Columbia and just win the triple jump and the discus. That is years of practice, years of effort. I was down there, believe it or not, Landrum had their state championship on Friday night, and I talked my wife into going with me to a state track meet for Landrum on Friday night, and we stayed there in Columbia Saturday, so we're able to watch our children on Saturday win, and we are so, so proud of all of our track athletes, but in particular, our two state champions. But I'd first like to recognize Miss Journey Jackson, a state champion in discus. Journey, come on down, please. Our next state champion won in the triple jump, and I also got to give Elias a shout out. Not only is he state champion in triple jump, this young man at Chapman this year at a basketball game sunk a half-court shot for $300, nothing but net, bang. So if anybody's looking for a little bit of cash, of course it's probably gone now, right, Elias? It's gone. But I do want to recognize Elias Hill, state champion in the triple jump. Elias, come on down, please. Coach, get up here. I do want to say this. Recognize Coach. Guys, Coach Gray has been doing this for we'll get him. Stay here, Coach. Mama wants a picture. Stay back. But I want to say this. Coach Gray coaches 30 years in track. 21. But been with us a long time. Does a great job. We have 100 kids or better in every track season. Ain't nobody better than this young man right here. So I'd like a round of applause. Mr. Chairman, that is concludes my final student and staff report of the year. And what a way to go out. 2 champions. So really proud of y'all. Thank y'all.
And like I said, we appreciate y'all being here with us and allowing us to celebrate with you. But you're free to go now if you choose. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you'll probably like it a lot better out there. Thank y'all. Thank you again. Okay, our next item is the policy update. Ms. Tesnier?
Good evening, Board of Trustees. Tonight, we bring for you the second reading of a few policies in E. I won't go into elaborate detail, but I will say it is EA, EB, EBAB, EBBA, EBC, EBCB, EBCE, EC, ECA, ECAC. And once again, this comes before the board for a second reading, and Officer Harmon is here this evening as well for any questions or clarification that the board may have.
Is there any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
I just wanted to, on EBBA.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a redundant sentence, is that, or were you trying to say something at the end?
Oh,
on that one?
That was, yes, that was
Okay.
whenever, I'm sorry, whenever I was correcting it.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
figured it was, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yes,
that it
ma'am.
was- Okay. And I do have a question on EBCE.
EBCB?
EBC.
I know. I'm so sorry, Ms. McDowell.
FG. I think it's EBCE, am I right about that?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's the learning days, the e-learning days, that kind of thing. Do we, and it's just a question, that if we commit to an e-learning day because of, any reason, weather or whatever it is, what if the children don't have internet? How is that done?
They would handle that with the individual teacher. Like upon their return, if they did not have access to internet, they would work that out with a teacher. An alternative assignment would be given after the fact.
Okay, so we are, if we have to have an e-learning, nobody's gonna be left behind.
And
because of
typically,
that.
if we, during the day, we try to give enough a heads up, like if we know during the school day, the teachers would know immediately, and for any student with those circumstances, then something could be sent home.
Okay, okay. All right.
All right. At this time, administration recommends the second reading of these policies.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve these policies in the E section for second reading.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Baker, for the motion. Thank you, Ms. McDowell, for the second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you.
And I closed out my agenda. Next will be our personnel report. Dr. Beeson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board members. Our personnel report is pretty short tonight, thank God. This is not the time of year that you want to have a long personnel report. I would like to ask that the board approve the retirement as listed. This will be a working retired who's planning on returning.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the retirements
Thank you, Ms.
as
Powell.
presented.
Thank you, Ms. Powell.
I can second that.
We have a second. Thank you, Ms. McDowell. Any discussion? If not, please signify by your approval by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would ask that the board approve the resignations as listed in your board packet.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the resignations as listed in the board packet.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. We have a motion. Thank you, Mr. Vanderford. We have a second. Any discussion? If not, please signify your approval by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you, Mr. Board Chairperson. Finally, I would ask that you approve the employments for 2025, 2026 as listed in your board packet.
Thank you, Dr. Beeson.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the employment for the 2025-26 school year as stated in our board packet.
Thank you, Ms. McDowell. We have a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Fowler, for the second. Is there any discussion? If not, please signify your approval by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you, Dr. Beeson.
Thank you.
Our next item is finance. Ms. Brady?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, the time is finally here. It is upon us. You have presented before you the the operations budget for FY 25-26. Administration is very pleased to present to you a balanced budget with estimated revenues and proposed expenditures at $66,181,307. This is a $2.7 million change from FY 24-25. It's about a 4.38% increase. Some of the major highlights in this budget includes a step in salary increase for all teaching staff. That is an average 3.5% increase for certified teachers. It also includes a step in salary increase for all other staff at 3.5%. Mandatory health insurance premiums, one of those is 11.8% from FY 24-25 and a 4.6% for FY 25-26. And another thing I feel like we should note, it also includes weapons citations at our middle schools. This budget does include a 1 mil increase for teacher equalization, and as a reminder, this 1 mil increase is for the teacher equalization initiative that began in FY 23 in collaboration with all other Spartanburg County school districts. In FY 23, all Spartanburg County school districts started contributing 2 mills each that year, and then each year thereafter, they would contribute 1 mil to ensure competitive teacher pay across the county. At this time, administration recommends the approval of the FY 25-26 operations budget.
I make a motion that we approve the FY 25-26 budget.
Thank you, Ms. Brady. Thank you, Ms. Hopper, for the motion.
I second it.
Thank you, Mr. Vanderford. We have a second. Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Is there any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you. Ms. Brady?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And next, we have Mr. McCraw.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Dr. Smith, School Board. As you received in your packet last week, and as well as you see on your desk tonight, this is our proposed 25-26 capital plan for 1 year, and then at the end, the last page is our extended year capital plan, 3 to 5 years. As always, I highlight any changes since the last time. However, this will be final after we make a recommendation, and hopefully you guys approve here shortly. But just a couple of things of note. So if you'll start with me there on page 1. I got the quote for top dress and athletic fields currently in this year's budget, and it's gone up a little bit, so I was able to sneak that amount in there because it's cost of everything has gone up. So that's what you see with the top dress, the athletic fields. When I saw that value increase in the quote I just saw, I know that field rejuvenation project is going to increase as well. So that's allowed for the adjustment. On down middle ways of that first page, bathroom partitions, I added bathroom partitions at Holly Springs. No value, no money changed. What did change, you'll see an asterisk beside Holly Springs, is just the location, okay? No value change there, just the location. Page 3, after talking to Mr. Atkins, and we know that, you know, we've got some exciting times ahead with building of new buildings and such, but one of the most important tools we have in a school is our intercom, especially with safety and a lot of things. And we've experienced some issues at Inman Elementary School. Mr. Atkins came to me just a few weeks back and said, Mr. McCraw, we really need to make this a priority. So you see that I have added that in regards to technology. Being a little bit smaller than the 2 high schools, it will cost just a little bit less. If we move to, let's move to Landrum High School. We'll move there for a second. You'll see a wrestling mat. This is something that we were able to purchase for Chapman in kind of an emergency situation. They needed a new wrestling mat, so we were able to purchase that out of our contingency line item last year. Landrum has requested one, and after looking at it, they really need one. So instead of making that request out of contingent, let's just go ahead and put it in the budget. And that's what this is. As you see there for Landrum High School, that wrestling mat, we have strong figures, so that'll be a pretty close dollar amount. While looking at that, one thing I want you to look at and notice, after many conversations with Dr. Smith, Ms. Brady, just our administrative team, school leadership, we have decided to take out the turf fields at Landrum and Chapman. What that does is, if you notice at our bottom line, it has decreased over $1 million in the capital budget.
I want to speak to that.
Sure.
And because I had a lot of conversations with my staff, and I called Chairman Rollins to discuss it, because as we get closer and closer to hopefully purchasing land for Opie Earl, you know, our desire is to take that money out of capital so we don't have to take it out of fund balance. So with us, with the budget being as tight it was going to be this year, I definitely did not want to have to risk taking any money out of fund balance to purchase land. So upon review, that's where I think that $1.1 million for the 2 turf fields combined, I'm just trying to play it safer and closer to the vest at this time, so that there's no doubt when we are able to purchase land that money can come out of capital instead of risking would there be enough money out of capital. So that was my recommendation after talking to my staff, and I talked to Mark Rollins, and we just felt like that was the safest play and the most prudent move. And we've talked to our athletic directors and our coaches. Everybody understands, everybody. So I did want to point that out to the board. That is why that subtraction has been made, is to set us up in a better position to out of capital, not fund balance, but our desire is to buy the future land for Opie Earl out of capital. So that's why we made that decision.
So may I ask a question? Is that a delay for is my understanding the weight room, this is to solve an issue?
It was going to help with spacing. I think we definitely not for this year. I want to make sure things are settled, and then we just have to keep reevaluating, because we do need more space. I just want to make sure we use the taxpayer money as wisely as we can, because we just need to make sure it's the right fit. And as we look, because the weight rooms are small, and as we go into a building plan, would there be possibilities to looking at doing a permanent solution? Because I almost would hate to spend $1.1 million for a Band-Aid when in, say, maybe the next 10 years, we could get a more permanent solution and be more cost effective. So we're going to continue to study that. But as of now, I would like to take it off the table to ensure that we would have more than enough capital to purchase land for a future Opie Earl.
And then the final page you will see again is there's been no changes to that, the 3-year targeted items and the 5-year targeted items. So, Mr. Chairman, the administration makes a recommendation for the approval of the 25-26 single-year capital plan. And just a point of note, not to necessarily make a recommendation for the 3 to 5 year plan. That is more for information. And we will continue to present, make a recommendation yearly.
Thank you, Mr. McGraw. So the recommendation has been made to approve the yearly capital plan for 2025, 2026.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Spartanburg 1 yearly capital plan for 25-26 as presented.
Thank you, Ms. McDowell.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Just have one quick question. Under the high schools, Mr. McCraw, the athletic department capital needs $100,000. What does that include? I mean, do you just give me a?
Yeah, it can include a wide variety of items. Sleds for football,
Helmets.
It could include helmets.
Refurbishing.
Refurbishing helmets. It could include nets for volleyball, nets for soccer. It could include a wide variety of items that you would take that cost off of the schools and something that we could absorb in the capital plan, because we do have that flexibility in purchasing those new items
And you work with the
out of our
ADs to
budget.
know what needs to be.
Yep, that was
customs
a
to the ADs.
correct. That was a vision plan of Dr. Smith. He made that recommendation. We've talked to the athletic directors, and they are absolutely thrilled.
We're giving them a lot of local control of that to spend at the school level, because they were burning through what the district gives them and their fundraising through safety purchases like helmets, shoulder pads, the concussion things they put on them, and in other sports as well. So this is just an attempt to give them some flexibility and a little more breathing room at the school level.
Yeah, refurbishing helmets is one of those very expensive.
That's correct.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. McCraw.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And at this time, I'd like to recognize Ms. McDowell. You had something?
Mr. Chairman, I will need to recuse myself for the upcoming executive session because of my professional occupation and my knowledge of the matter.
Thank you, Ms. McDowell. And so the next item is executive session, and it's for the receipt of legal advice regarding procurement appeal.
I'd like to make a motion, we go into executive session for receipt of legal advice regarding a procurement appeal.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. We have
I'll
a-
second.
Thank you, Ms. Fowler. A motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. It's unanimous. And so we will be in executive session. Thank you.
I'm gonna leave.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board dismiss Chartwell's appeal of the district's dismissal of its intent to protest the contract awarded in RFP 24-25-006 due to the lack of jurisdiction for its failure to timely notify the district of its intent to protest in accordance with the district's procurement code.
Thank you, Ms. Hopper. We have a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction based on the circumstances.
Second.
We have a second, Ms. Bedford. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, will you issue a decision?
Yes, ma'am. Any further business? Seeing none, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Can we do that before 8:15?
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you, Ms. Powell. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Any opposed?
Speaker's on.